Morning. Well, it's not morning for me, but morning. Have some time, so I thought I'd go live, talk to you guys about what's going on. We've got one thing that we're definitely going to talk about, and it's if you've been on the internet, you probably already know what it is. Everyone's been talking about it, and if we have time, we're going to talk about something else, just real quick. Just thought I'd discuss it, get your thoughts on what's going on, or what you think about what happened. Just give it a couple of minutes. Wait for people to come in. Wait about a minute or so before we start talking. Just it's going to be a quick live stream, not too long. So, you know what? Let me ask you. What did you think about before we get to the topics? What did you think about the new DC event, DC Fandom? What did you think? Just curious. 'Cause, a lot of people seem to not like it, but I'm curious. What were your thoughts on DC Fandom and what they showed? Just wait for an answer. Wait for an answer. Wait for an answer. Wait for an answer. Da, da. I mean, yeah, I personally I wasn't a big fan of it. If I'm being honest, not that. Eh, I don't know. Me personally, I just felt like it was kind of a waste of time. I mean, they had like a 4 hour event and only really announced what was it like? I think it was like three things that they announced that people actually gave a shit about. So it's like, why do the whole event? Why not just drop it on YouTube and then have people talk about it? Like, why do this whole thing? To me, it just seemed like. Also, I kind of thought it was cringe. If I'm being honest, like they were trying to do that whole haha, look at me, we're really quirky and funny. It's not funny. I mean, you could tell it's kind of scripted, and it's not. It doesn't allow the hosts to actually be hosts. Actually work off each other, use their skills to make this event fun. Instead, they just wrote out a script for them and said, "Here, just say this shit," and that's what it felt like. It just felt so stiff. So, in that regards, I can see why a lot of people just really wasn't or weren't big fans of DC fandom. It was just, yeah, it was. That my biggest criticism is that it just felt like a waste of time. Again 4 hours, and you really only had like 10 minutes worth of news. Everything else was just, It just felt like it was there. So yeah, they dropped, what was it, the Batman trailer, which was meh for me. I mean, I know a lot of people are liking it. Me, I saw it, I thought it was meh. Just didn't really get me interested. And what was it, Black Adam? Black Adam. I thought the trailer was kind of cool, or not the trailer, that little clip that they showed. I don't know if that's from the movie or if it's just something for the event. I thought that was okay. We got to see a new trailer for the Suicide Squad game, which, I mean, for me personally, I'm kind of tired of the Suicide Squad. I think that it's been done to death. I do kind of wish they would move on to something else. And even though I did think the trailer was okay, and I think I might actually buy the game, just to see what's going on, see if it's good. Let's see, what else did they announce? The Flash trailer was a nothing trailer. That they gave you nothing. It was a tease for things that are going to be in the movie, even though you already know what's in the movie. We already know Batman's going to be in the movie, and yet they didn't show him. We know the Batmobile was there, the thing that was covered under the tarp, and instead of showing it, they did the whole thing where, oh, we're going to tease you, and then we're going to cut to black, and it's like, guys, come on, we already know what it is. Just show us. Okay, don't do this whole thing. You're not being clever. You're not being smart. Just show us. So let's see. Batman, Flash, Black Adam, Suicide Squad. What else? What else did they show? Um, oh yeah, they had a teaser for what was it? The new Young Justice season. I'm enjoying it so far, even though I do think I don't know if you've watched it, but I do think the message is kind of heavy handed. I mean, I will admit it does make sense based on how they're saying it, but the message is kind of obvious what they're saying. It's like maybe they could tone it down a bit. But overall, I'm liking the show. I definitely like it more than season three. Season three to me was just garbage. I hated it. And so far, season four, I'm enjoying it so far. We've only got like three episodes, so I'm waiting to see. I'm hoping it doesn't shit the bed like season three did. Season three to me was just, yeah, it wasn't good. And not to mention, I thought it was I thought it was a mess. It was just it felt like it was trying to tell way too many stories at the same time, and they didn't really give enough focus to one of them, which honestly kind of sucked because I don't really care about any of the new characters. They tried to make you care, but just didn't. Let's see what else happened from DC fandom. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, we didn't really get that much. I know a lot of people were expecting some Green Lantern news. We got nothing. People were expecting something maybe regarding Superman. We got nothing. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, people were thinking they were going to get a new Flash trailer for season 8. That didn't happen. Instead, it came out after the event, and people were kind of pissed because it's like you marketed this event for everything DC. If you're a DC fan, you come to this event and you're gonna get what you want. And instead, a lot of people went to DC fandom expecting a trailer for season 8, and instead it happens afterwards. So yeah, that felt like kind of a middle finger to anyone who was watching. So yeah, DC fandom overall kind of a disappointment. Felt like 4 hours of just waste with only like a couple minutes worth of information. Yeah, those are just my just quick thoughts on DC fandom. All right, so we've waited long enough. So let's get to what I want to talk about. Let me just get it set up real quick. Okay, here we go. All right, just share it real quick. Here we go. All right, this is the thing that everyone's talking about. That yeah, everybody's talking about this. Everyone's talking about this. Uh, there we go. Okay. So though, okay, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to be respectful. I'm gonna try to be respectful considering the situation. So if you don't know, which I don't know how you could know because that's all anybody's even talking about now, but there was an accident that happened. At least at first, we well, actually no, yeah, it is an accident. there was an accident that involved someone unfortunately, tragically losing their life. It was a cinematographer, from what I understand, a veteran of the business, Helena Hutchins, if I remember correctly, her name, and she got hit by by I can't remember what it is, but I think it was a all right. Let's go back to the beginning. Helena Hutchins is the one who accidentally lost her life because Alec Baldwin accidentally discharged a gun on the set of his film called Rust. Now, one thing that we do have to clarify. I've seen some people say that that he discharged a prop gun. It's even right here in the title, which I kind of hope that they'd fix this because this was not a prop gun. This was an actual gun, a gun that can fire actual live ammunition. A prop gun is exactly that. It's a prop. It's a piece of plastic that you have on set. That's it. That's all it is. It's just plastic. It can't fire any rounds. It's just there. So just hope we can clarify that and hope we can finally squash that misconception where people are saying he fired a prop gun. It's not a prop gun. It was an actual gun that can fire actual guns, or excuse me, actual live ammunition. So let's see. I'm sure what Alec Baldwin did was accidental. I really like him as an actor and a person. I hope to God things turn out okay in the end. I mean, okay as they can be, because again, someone did lose their life, and it wasn't just someone; it was a wife and a mother who's now never going to go home, who will never see her husband, she'll never see her child, and the child is never going to see and hug his mom ever again because of this. Now, at first, you think, okay, it's terrible, but it was just an accident, right? Like it's not like they did this on purpose. Yes, it is an accident, but at the same time, the more information starts to come out about this, the more you start to wonder, like this. In all honesty, this never should have happened. And again, it's a lot of the times, or excuse me, it's because of the information that's starting to be revealed about what happened. So, like I said, or like it stated, discharged a gun, not a prop gun, a gun on the set and killed the director of photography. Excuse me, I said cinematographer before. She's the director of photography, and then injured the director. So at first, when you hear about this, it's okay. This is terrible enough as it is. Someone lost their life, but like I said, the more information that starts to come out about this, the more you honestly start to hate what was even happening because it's coming to light that the work conditions on this set were not good in the first place. And if they had just done their jobs, then this never would have happened. If they had just done their jobs properly, and here's what I mean, because the more information starts to come out about this, the at least for me personally, the angrier I started getting because you realize this could have easily been avoided. So let's get to some of the information that's been revealed about this. So, like you said, Alec Baldwin accidentally discharged a gun, which ended up killing someone. Now, when we get to some of the information that's been revealed, you, like I said, you start to hate the situation because you realize it could have easily been avoided. For example, look at this right here. Alec Baldwin, Rust film crew raised safety fears before the fatal shooting. So even before this happened, people were already raising concerns that proper safety precautions weren't being taken. And this, when I heard about this, I started getting angry because you have guns on set, and I mean actual guns. Like I said, guns that can fire actual live ammunition that could kill someone on set. So you would think that knowing that those things are there, it would make you want to be as safe as possible, not just for yourself, but for everyone working there. And yet, when you go into this situation, you start to realize that they did not take any of that into consideration. And we find out that the crew basically walked off set because they thought that this set wasn't safe, because, like I said, they were using actual guns in this on the set. Hey, so we're just talking about the Alec Baldwin situation, and we're talking about the fact that the crew were raising safety fears, like I said, before all of this happened, and then they ended up walking off because they thought, okay, this set isn't safe anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. And honestly, you can't blame them. So let's get to the article. So disputes in the production of the Western film Rust began almost from the start in early October and culminated with seven crew members walking off several hours before 42-year-old cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed. The crew members had expressed their discontent, with issues ranging from safety procedures to their accommodation, according to one of those who left. At, rehear- at excuse me, At a rehearsal on the film set at the Bonanza Creek Ranch outside Santa Fe on Thursday, the gun Baldwin used was one of three that a firearms specialist or armorer had set on a cart outside the building where a scene was being rehearsed, according to court records. The documents indicate that an assistant director, Dave Halls, grabbed a prop gun. Okay, again, I talked about this before, but please stop calling it a prop gun. It wasn't a prop gun. A prop gun is a piece of plastic. The gun that was used was not a prop gun, it was an actual genuine gun that can fire actual live ammunition. Okay, let's just clear that up. And handed it to Baldwin, indicating incorrectly that the weapon did not contain live rounds by yelling, "cold gun." Okay, already we have a problem. So you're telling me that you just picked up a gun off the cart and just handed it off to him. You didn't even bother to check, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to check these things before you hand off a weapon to anyone. You're supposed to check. Okay, are there any live rounds in this? Okay, no. Okay, great. You hand it to the actor, and then the actor themselves is supposed to check. Okay, is there any live rounds, just to be careful, just for safety again. Okay, are there no live rounds? Okay, great. Because, like they said, a cold gun is a gun that doesn't contain any live rounds, and a hot gun is one that does, of course. And again, like I said, just to clarify, these are actual guns that can fire actual ammunition. Again, this is very, very important, because I keep seeing people calling it a prop gun. This was not a prop gun. Prop gun, a piece of plastic. The gun that was used in this situation was a actual genuine gun. Okay, please, the difference between the two is very important. And if you see someone saying that he was handling a prop gun, please correct them and say, no, this wasn't a prop gun, this was an actual genuine gun. When Baldwin pulled the trigger, he unwittingly killed Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, who was standing behind her inside a wooden chapel like building. Baldwin, 63, who is known for his roles in 30 Rock and The Hunt for Red October, as well as his impressions of former President Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live, has described the killing as a tragic accident. He was a producer on Rust. A 911 call that alerted authorities to the shooting hints at the panic on the film set, as detailed in a recording released by the Santa Fe County Regional Emergency Communications Center. We had two people accidentally shot on a movie set by oh god, Jesus Christ, they're saying prop gun again. No, it was a real gun. We need help immediately. Script supervisor Mamie Mitchell, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, told an emergency dispatcher, "We were rehearsing and it went off, and I ran out. We all ran out." The call handler asked if the gun was loaded with a real bullet. "I cannot tell you, we have two injuries," Mitchell replied. And this expletive AD, assistant director, that yelled at me at lunch asking about revisions, he's supposed to check the guns. He's responsible for what happens on set. Court records say that Halls grabbed the firearm from the cart and took it to Baldwin, also unaware that it was loaded with live rounds, a detective wrote in a search warrant application. We're going to talk about this in a second, wow, because I want to talk about how there was even a gun there that had live ammunition in the first place. It was unclear how many rounds were fired. Armorer Hannah Gutierrez removed a shell casing from the gun after the shooting and turned the weapon over to the police when they arrived. The court record says. So wait, is she trying to cover her? Is she trying to cover her ass? Uh, Guns used in filmmaking are sometimes real weapons. Yes, thank you. That can fire either bullets or blanks, which are gunpowder charges intended to produce little more than a flash and a bang. New Mexico workplace safety investigators are examining whether film industry standards for gun safety, excuse me, just for gun safety were followed during production of Rust. The Los Angeles Times, citing two crew members it did not name, reported that 5 days before the shooting, Baldwin's stunt double accidentally fired two live rounds after being told that the gun did not have any ammunition. Jesus Christ. This is, again, this honestly never should have happened. It never should have happened. So we talked about how he was just handed a gun and people thought it was a cold gun, i.e., a gun that did not have any live ammunition. But then again, even so, even if you believe that, you're still supposed to check before you hand it off to someone else. And the person you hand it off to, they're supposed to check it as well. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. And it unfortunately led to this happening. And we have some more information on this. And it's just, again, this just, it never should have happened. It never should have happened. So let me just find there's something else. Yeah, Alec Baldwin releases a statement saying that the gun he had in his hands, he was told that it was safe. Obviously, it wasn't. Now, I've already talked about this, how the members of the crew talked about how the uh, the set in and of itself was just not safe. Like they weren't taking proper safety procedures, and this goes into what something else that's been going on in Hollywood with IATSE, where you have people basically going or fighting for better work conditions for the crew, and this just adds to it. I mean, look at what happens when people in charge are not taking this shit seriously. Look what happens. They weren't taking the proper safety procedures, and look what it led to. Again, honestly, it never should have happened. This is insane. So I want to just talk. Hold on. I want to talk about this for a second. Yeah, no, not this one. Let me see if I can find it. No. Okay. This one. No, not this one. Here we go. Yeah, this is the one. Sorry. What is this? Oh, fuck. Fucking ass. Okay, there we go. So I want to talk about this for a second. The 24-year-old head armor of the movie that Alec Baldwin was in, which he was a producer of. So we got some information revealed about her that that she apparently was not as experienced as she should have been, considering the job that she had. She talked about how she almost didn't take her last job because she wasn't sure that she was ready for it. So that tells you that she doesn't really have that much experience. So the question that I have is, why would you hire someone who doesn't have that much experience to be in charge of something so dangerous? You know what I mean? Like, it's considering the job, you would want to go out there to hire the best person that you can. And instead of that, you decided to willingly hire someone who barely has any experience whatsoever to handle guns, to make sure that they don't contain live ammunition so you don't accidentally kill someone. And it's, to me, it's just the more information that comes out about this, the more insane it sounds. First of all, the fact that they're not taking safety precautions, the fact that you hired someone who is inexperienced, excuse me, and we also know that a report came out saying that Alec Baldwin was on set just going on these rants, just waving the gun around like he. And it's just, why would you do this? Why would you be that irresponsible when it comes to something like this? And now someone lost their life because you weren't being responsible enough, because someone on set wasn't experienced enough to take this job as seriously as they should have, because they willingly, I don't know if they willingly did this or if it was on accident, but they didn't take the proper procedures to make sure that everything was safe. And it's just, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Never should have happened. Fucking hell, man. This is. I don't know what else to. I don't know what else to say about this. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of want to know what your thoughts about this are. Mm. Mm. All right. So, much is going on? All right. Seriously? Rats of Nim, adult animated series drama currently in development for Fox. Hold on. Let me see this real quick. Where is it? Let's see. What's it called? Rats of. There you go. It's Nim. Rats. Why though? So is it supposed to be like a sequel to A Secret in Nim? Rats of Nim, adult animated drama series developed in Fox. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Here we go. Here we go. It's from Deadline. Anime series based on Robert C. O'Brien's Nim and works at Fox Network, steps up Adult Cartoon Network Drive. Okay. Series in the work as Fox the broadcast network further bolsters its animation drive. Deadline understands that the network has handed a script commitment to Nim, which comes from Fox Entertainment. The animated drama, which is searching for a writer, is based on the trilogy of books that began in 1971 with the O'Brien's Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. It was followed by Rascal and the Rats of Nim and RT. Margaret and the Rays of Nim, both written by O'Brien's daughter Jane Leslie Conley. Hmm. I mean, it could be interesting. I mean, hell, it's something new, so I'll give them that. At least they're not bringing back another series and completely butchering it. So, you know what? I'll watch it. I'll watch it when it comes out. Seems like it could be very very interesting. So yeah. So I'm guessing no thoughts on the Baldwin situation. No, I understand it. It's kind of depressing to think about. I don't know. Should I talk about this? It's doesn't really seem like it might be interesting. Yeah, there's not really much else to talk about, and I don't even know if I should talk about this because it doesn't really seem hmm, doesn't really seem all that interesting. Yeah, but all right, I won't talk about it. It's kind of boring. Not really. I don't think anyone cares. Hey, what's going on? So we believe it or not, you actually missed uh, me talking about the Alec Baldwin situation. We talked about this when we first started the stream. So yeah, the whole Alec Baldwin situation is insane. And again, never should have happened. Really, never should have happened. It's basically it's like 10 a.m. Yeah, for me, it's nearly five. Uh, so. Hmm, so just a brief recap the whole Alec Baldwin situation. So yeah, someone unfortunately dies, and then the more information that starts to come out about it, it's revealed that it's because a lot of people were being irresponsible. Basically, they were being irresponsible, and Instead of taking the proper safety procedures, they just thought, you know what, nah, no need, it's fine, everything's fine. And not to mention the fact that they hired a someone who was completely inexperienced, not the right person for the job, and look what happened. See, this is why we're supposed to hire based on merit. This is why it should be a meritocracy, because you should always hire the right person for the job. Always. Because bad things happen when you don't hire the right people. Oh boy. And it's again, the fact that you had Alec Baldwin just on set, just waving a gun around, and yes, it's an actual gun. I've seen you see people calling it a prop gun. It's not a prop gun, it's a genuine gun that can fire actual live rounds, and yet they keep calling it a prop gun. A prop gun is a piece of plastic. That's all it is. The thing that Alec Baldwin was given was an actual gun. I think, if I remember correctly, it was a revolver, and he was just handed over a gun. The guy who handed it over, I think he was the AD, the assistant director, didn't even bother checking it. Just handed it over and said, "Oh, this is a cold gun, i.e., no ammunition and no live rounds." Didn't even bother to check. Just handed it over to him, picked it up from a cart, just gave it to him, and Alec Baldwin thought that he had a gun that had no ammunition in it. It was completely empty. There was nothing there, and just just fired it, and then someone dies. And you know what? When you hear about this, you again cannot blame Ayatsi for threatening to go on strike, because look what happens. And then, of course, you had even before then crew members walking off set because it wasn't safe. And instead of deciding, okay, well, maybe we should actually take the proper safety procedures, instead they decide, no, let's just go hire a bunch of people who don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, you honestly cannot blame them for threatening to go on strike, and they probably still could. By the way, they probably still could. And I don't think anyone would blame them. In fact, this, in a weird way, kind of supports their argument or their reasoning for why they would go on strike. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. So yeah, just quick thoughts on the Alec Baldwin situation. Something that could have easily been avoided, but didn't, because the people in charge just did not want to take the proper precautions. Anything else that did happen? I kind of want to talk about. Uh, watch Titans? No, actually, I don't. I tried to watch a couple of episodes, completely lost interest, and from what I hear, it's not really all that good. It's yeah, uh, probably made the right decision to avoid the show. From what I've been hearing, I think I would have hated it. Do not hire based on GW status. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was something else, something that happened that I thought was kind of funny. Let me just see if I can find it. Let's see, where is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, I want to show you something real quick. Let's see if I can bring it up. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. All right, this is. I'm willing to bet you're probably not going to be surprised by this. So, let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Oh yeah, Dune. Actually, I'm just about to talk about Dune. So yeah, Dune. If you remember, I did a video where I reviewed Dune. I gave it a positive review. I actually really, really liked it. I thought I think it might actually be my favorite movie of this year. And I do recommend that if you're going to see it, watch it in IMAX. Because I watched it in IMAX and then I watched it in a normal screen that wasn't IMAX. And while I still liked it, I do think it is a movie that is meant to be seen in IMAX. So, excuse me. Okay, yeah, there we go. Sorry, I muted the mic. Something happened. I just needed to mute the mic for a second. So, okay, yeah, Dune. A very, very good movie. Like I said, watch it in IMAX. Definitely, if you have a chance, or at the just watch it on the biggest screen that you can. Just don't watch it at home. This you're doing yourself a disservice if you watch it at home. So that's my recommendation. Go watch it in IMAX. And yes, it is doing really, really well at the box office. I think from what I just checked the box office, and it actually did $40 million opening weekend, which is good. So now overall worldwide, it's made $220 million, a little over $220 million, which is good because the budget for this movie is $160 million, which means it needs to make close to $300 million in order for it to break even. And for a lot of studios, that's good, but I feel like continuing moving forward based on the positive word of mouth that this movie's getting, I do think it's going to make a lot more money, and hopefully Warner Brothers will greenlight the sequel, and not just the sequel to Dune, but also any further sequels that they have planned. Because if they do this right, this is something that, in my opinion, could be bigger than even Game of Thrones, in my opinion, because this movie was like, holy shit, it was big, and I mean really big. So again, if they do this right, they could have a surefire hit on their hands. Just really, really pray that, because Warner Brothers is being run by a bunch of dumb motherfuckers. Like, the people in charge are really, really stupid. So I'm hoping that they do not screw this up, because I really want a sequel to this. I want to see the ending to the story. So, okay, just want to talk to you about Dune for a second, since it was brought up. So you can see this is the poster for Dune, pretty normal. You can see the main characters. That's the main character of Paul Atreides, played by Timothy Chalamet. There's Rebecca Ferguson, who plays Lady Jessica. There's Jason Momoa, who plays Duncan Idaho. You've got Oscar Isaacs, who plays, excuse me, Oscar Isaac, who plays, um, oh God, what was his name? Oh yeah, Leto Atreides, Paul's father. And then you have this person whose name, I don't know what her name is. No, not that. Not that. Where is it? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name, but she plays Dr. Leah Kynes. And then you have Josh Brolin, who plays Gurney Malik, Zendaya, who plays Shani, and Javier Bardem, who plays the leader of of the Fremen tribe that Paul meets in the desert. Uh, his name unfortunately escapes me at the time. I'm sorry. Uh, by the way, yeah, if they could get a franchise, that's true. But again, yeah, I agree with you. I have my doubts because it is Warner Brothers, so they could fuck it up real bad. So yeah, this is a pretty good poster. You have an idea of who your main characters are, and okay, in my opinion, this is an okay poster. Unfortunately, Warner Brothers decided that it would be a good idea to go the Disney route, because this is the Chinese poster, and if you look, there's someone missing. Who do you think's missing from this? Who do you think's missing? Let's see. Okay, there's Josh Brolin. Okay, there's Cynthia Chalamet. Okay, so there's Jason Momoa. There's Oscar Isaac. There's Zendaya. There's Rebecca Ferguson. There's this guy who plays what was his name? He's a doctor. Oh God, what was his name? Doctor something. There's Javier Bardem. There's Dave Bautista, but there's someone missing. If you don't know who it is, it's this person. They don't have her in the Chinese poster now. I wonder why. I wonder what could it possibly be? What could it possibly be about her that they would think that she needs to be removed from the poster in China? I just I'm confused. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me figure this out. Like, what do you think? What do you think about, it is about her that they felt like they had to remove it for China? What do you think? And also, they even added characters like Dave Bautista's here, but he's not here. What's his name? This guy's here, not here. Oh yeah, I think that's his name, Chang Chen, uh, who plays the doctor in this movie. Whose name? Doctor Wyatt Wines. God, what was his name? Uh, Whatever. He plays the doctor to Paul and his father, to his family basically. And then Dave Bautista plays the nephew of Baron Harkonnen, played by Stellan Skarsgård, who I thought was brilliant in the fucking movie. Seriously, they have to make a sequel. But yeah, they basically decided to take a page out of Disney and decided to cut out the black woman out of the Chinese poster because unfortunately, Hollywood is a studio that loves to pander, loves pandering to other companies. And these are the same studios that go around talking about how, talking about how we need to behave. Remember, they're the ones telling us that we need to be better, pretending that they have the moral high ground. How we need to respect other cultures, other minorities. Unless we need another culture's money, in which case we'll comply and do whatever the hell you want. But you know, you need to do better. You need to listen to us. We know. We are good people. Fucking bullshit. These people are so full of shit. So yeah, this is just, if you ever had any doubts about Hollywood, this is just another example why you should never have any doubts. Hollywood is still a place full of just horrible, awful people who love pretending that they have the moral high ground in any situation, and they'll try to tell you how to behave ethically, and yet they never do the same for them, or they never act that way. But they'll tell us that we need to act that way. But no, no, screw you. Screw you. Don't ever presume that you can tell someone how to act because you can't. Ugh. All right, it's past 5. I need to wrap this up. All right, so I'm gonna end the stream here. And sorry, 1 second. All right, all right, it's over. So okay, gonna wrap it up soon, or not soon now. But before I do, I feel like I should probably let you know the stream that I had planned for where we're going to. So they cooked to China. Yeah, yeah, they did. So the stream that I was planning to react to, where I was going to watch the video that, what was it, Swag, Seth, and Clyde did together. I was where I was going to watch that, and then I was going to watch Seth's follow up video. We are still going to do that, but I'm going to hold it off until December because it's getting kind of clear that maybe this arc that they currently are in is going to wrap up in December. So I want to wait until that's over before I jump into that because I kind of want to see how it's going to hold up based on what's going on in the current arc. Do you see what I mean? And also, just to let you know, you're not really gonna miss much because a lot of what I already know I'm gonna say in response to that video is things that you've already heard me say multiple times in my reviews of Borza. So it's basically gonna be more of the same. But if you want my full 100% thoughts, you can join that stream and you can hear what they are, and also we can talk about it as the video is going up because I also want to hear your thoughts to what they say in the video. So with that being said, I'm going to end right here. Thanks again, as always, and I hope to see you for the next live stream. Bye, guys.